Hey up guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Athletico Madrid beta save where obviously last time round we had that very almost unfortunate 3-0 loss to Real Madrid. We didn't really do much wrong. It was a very even game on paper, but they just took their chances and we didn't because that's how this game works. Uh, does seem to be one rule for us and one rule for them, but 3-0 unfortunately. That was followed up by Granada where, as you see there, about 55 minutes into the game, it was 1-1 for about 20 minutes when we decided to actually start playing football for the last 20 minutes of the actual game or so. We did bring Haaland on at about 70 minutes, then he decided to score two. So that was good substitution on my part. However, up to that point, 50 minutes in, up to 70 minutes really, it was 1-1. Probably thinking a very competitive game. Nope. Literally their only shot on target. Ibar was slightly more. They probably did deserve to get a goal back at some point. They did have a reasonable number of shots and shots on target. So that one's slightly more reflective of the game that was played. Did dominate it though. So 3-1, slightly fair result. Sevilla, you've seen it. There's a 6-2 here. Yeah, this was a fun one. We went 1-0 down in the first highlight, and then we equalised basically straight away. So, and then we made it 4-1, 4-2, and then it ended 6-2. So you're probably thinking, really, a lot of goals in this game. Probably a very competitive game. We were actually probably more clinical. Probably more like the Real Madrid in the Real Madrid games. Probably even we've taken our chances. Nope. Literally, there are only two shots. Full stop. Two shots on target, two goals. If only we could attack with such lethality. Otherwise, that would have been 40 goals to 2. 40. 4-0. Yeah, 16 on target, but even if we were run on that one, that's 16-2. If we were going to be an absolute fair reflection of the game. I'm mad that we only scored 6 because they scored 2 from 2. I was actually quite angry despite winning 6-2 that one. Inter, we actually dominated Inter again. I think we restricted them to about 4 shots on target the entire game. Not quite as dominated over as we did Sevilla there, but again, 2-0, probably should have been more, but we'll still take 2-0 into the away leg. I'm fine with that. The fact we didn't concede is probably the most important thing there, because it is actually the only one we didn't concede in the last 6 games. So, yeah, that's fine by me. Levante, actually, genuinely, I'm kind of really glad for this Levante game being the last game we played before recording this, because it was actually a genuinely even game, really. Probably more even than it should have been, considering the two teams. But I can't actually be too bad about this one. We actually had the same amount of shots on target. This actually was more like the Real Madrid one, although probably a more reflective scoreline. So yeah, we do bring you the Inter second leg, along with Real Madrid once again, this time on neutral ground. Where is this being held? Camp Nou. Ah, nice. Okay, so that bodes well, because apparently we can't beat them in Madrid. Let's see if we can beat them in Barcelona. Nice. Okay then. Oh yes, I did say at the end of the last episode, I did stick the disclaimer on the end of it, just because it was going to be like a 30+ minute episode otherwise. The draw for the quarterfinals. I will show them all, because there is good news for us in general. The first 2 of those have already been sorted by 2-2 draws, which have put Barcelona and Chelsea through. Benfica have, unfortunately, sort of for our own little sort of semi-supporting of Salzburg here. So, yeah, Benfica are taking a 2-1 win into the away game, which does mean Salzburg need to win by 2 goals. Or get a 2-1 to take an extra time, basically, themselves. But Salzburg need to score twice bare minimum in Portugal to get through. But, yeah, Barcelona actually won at Anfield and then got a 2-2 draw at home. Chelsea held Madrid at home and then got 2-2 draw at Madrid. That's put both of those two through. Chelsea-Madrid one probably doesn't really matter that much to us. I say it doesn't really matter that much to us as such. Just take Real Madrid out of the picture, but we couldn't have faced them until the final anyway. And in a weird way, I was kind of rooting for a Real Madrid final again, just so we could play Real Madrid in every final this year, just to make it 3 from 3. But we do have to play Barcelona though, instead, next time round, provided we get past into here. In a weird way, I'm not sure what I don't know. I think I'm actually weirdly more thankful to have Barcelona than Liverpool here. As much as it would have been nice to have a non-Spanish team, just so I'm not playing the same teams every bloody episode. But I think I actually fear Liverpool more than I do Barcelona. I think on paper Liverpool's defence is better and harder to break. Although Barcelona did score 3 against them, so bodes well, I guess. But we have had the better Barcelona this year, which is why we're ahead of them, even if we do end up on the same points, because of the weird, stupid La Liga rules favouring head-to-head before goal difference in a 38-game season. It's fine in group stages. In a league, that's just dumb. Anyway, Inter Milan. Now, we're in a weird place with this game because the Copa del Rey finals we get 2 days break and then it's the Copa del Rey final. But we still need to be competitive in this game so we don't lose it by more than 2 goals or what have you. If we can get a goal, then obviously they need to score 3. Well, they need to score 4 if we score 1 goal. We kind of can't suffer our attack too much. So I am going to play Haaland, I'm going to play Lamar and Correa, that's absolutely certain. But I think I am going to play Oliver rather than Felix because I kind of need him to be at full strength for the next game. Same with Koke and actually the same with Jordi Alba, I think. I'm going to leave it as is on this one. I'm going to make those 3 changes because those 3 players are the ones that seem to get tired the most. And they're the ones that sort of matter the most in that sense. So if I can keep them as fresh as possible... Oh, but good news, by the way. Hermoso is back to full fitness. So I now have a left/centre-back available to me again. He has 16 tackling. I never realised that. But his physicals, I think his physicals have actually taken a knock by being injured for so long. But yeah, he's now back. So he's now our centre-back option that we have on the bench because he can also cover the left-back if we need it. We'd obviously still have Jordi Alba, but... Well, the defence couldn't care less, but there we go. We are actually the only team who won the first leg at home. Everyone else drew or lost in their home match. We're the only ones going away from home here with an advantage. First shot on target. Like I say, we only need to get 1 goal, then they need to score 4. So, or if we could get a shot, that would be nice. Well, we've had a shot. The centre-backs have been booked. That was a really risky crossplay that no one reacted to on our side. Green and Lodi, let's get this one forward, shall we? This team is more than good enough to be competitive in this match. We were regarded as favourites away from home. What was that? Got away with it, but what was that? Oh, we sort of got away with it. I don't know what's going on over here now. But back to Godin. I think both their centre-backs. Are they playing 3 centre-backs? Please react to that. What is happening here? But that's what I mean. Like, too many people have taken a shot. I mean, that's not even a tight, super tight angle. But they would have been absolutely more beneficial trying to get that ball across with someone waiting in the middle. What is occurring here, though? What? How have we gone away here and then just been dominated so far in these first 18 minutes? They've had pretty much the same amount of shots they had the entirety of last game. That was their first genuine shot off target. I'm going to move that up to the top just so I can see it a little bit easier. Actually, no, I'm not, because it's going to get in the way of the table when we do the... Oh no, it's the Copa del Rey final next. We'll be right. Sorry, that was a weird moment there. Like, why is that a highlight? That's a problem with the engine. That is an actual genuine problem with the engine. That it's triggering that kind of thing as a highlight. Because it's not. Because what it's doing is registering a run, and then it's registering that final bit as a shot, rather than a cross, which is an actual problem with the game. Because we shouldn't be seeing that. But I've switched to attacking, by the way, and as soon as I do, you see the problem. Positive does bugger all. Now they need to score 3 goals. So, that's what we needed. We can breathe a little bit easier now. But we do need to get a few more shots in here, otherwise I'm going to be slightly mad. Why are you headed... There are 2 red shirts in front of you. Why did you head it to Inter Milan? Their kit is completely different. It's not a penalty. It's honestly... Any tackle I see in the box, I'm just assuming is a penalty. What? Use your eyes! Do they have a black and blue kit on? If so, do not kick it to them. What is happening? I'm going to be aggressive at half time here. This is pathetic. Is this where we get our sort of smash and grab points back a little bit? I mean, we've had about... Don't get me wrong, we lost. We still won every game that they've scored like one goal out of 1 shot. But for the most part, Lille the exception, of course. And the first game against Mallorca. But we still managed to win them all just about. So, can't be too mad. But dominating games and still conceding basically every shot on target that the opponent has is getting a little annoying now. It's been about 10 games this season so far. But we do make it 2 for 2, and I think we've actually scored all our shots on target this game so far, which is better. Now they need to score 4. But I weirdly still want to be aggressive. I might just be assertive and say I'm not happy. It's just a manager wants to tell them they've done well. They've not done well. They've just done very well in front of goal. That's all they've done. Everything else has been atrocious. It's like receiving a meal where the chicken is raw, the chips are burnt, but it's fine. The ketchup is good, or whatever condiment you prefer in that situation. We can't have just one good piece of a puzzle here. All of us must be playing well, and that's why I'm angry at you. The fact we managed to put goals away, I mean, it doesn't matter, really, but I'm not going to show you that one in 3D because we all saw how pathetic that was in 2D. It went through the goalie. Top 3 goalie in the world, let's not forget. Our party has nabbed that. Haaland gets through to make this maybe 3 from 3 on target. No. Yes. No. Sort of. It's counted as only Haaland's goal, even though it has ricocheted off the post and coming in off of the goalie. That never happens. It always counts as a goalie own goal. What has occurred there? That is odd. Because that is, as we say in my world, a schmeichling. Oh, it's not quite. It is sort of. I think it's still triggering that as part of his save rather than a rebound, which it sort of is. But now I can't be angry at those teams who've scored 2 from 2 because I've just done it now. I can't take Haaland off because he scored twice. Felipe, I think we take off just so he doesn't get sent off by accident before a Barcelona match. These two we kind of have to keep on just because I don't A, not too bothered by party. B, Haaland scored 2, so we can't really take him off. Otherwise, are you in danger of being... Not sure. But 69% will just freshen that position up. Otherwise, we're good, I think. I don't think we really need to take anyone else off at this point. We might preserve, say, Correa, or Trippier, actually, for that matter. Yeah, Kluivert is available if we need to get him in for Correa. We've actually done 3 defensive substitutions, which I've never done before. We've actually had a shot off target we haven't scored. Okay, yeah, we have slightly done them. I don't think we've ever been in this position this year. Yeah, we generally haven't been in this position this year, so I don't really know what to say right now. Alright, shout out to their defenders getting booked, then making a defensive substitution, and then them getting booked as well. Skriniar is the only one who managed to get through that. By the way, Skriniar, I regard him as the best value world-class defender available, because all the other sort of, massively world-class ones, Van Dijk and what have you, they're all ridiculous amounts of money. Skriniar, I think you can probably get for about 50 million. Bear in mind, this is at the end of a year, so you probably could get him cheaper at the start of the game than 47.5. But because those values are always skewed by performances, and they are top of Serie A. I want to say we got away with it. I'm going to give Haaland an individual team talk and just calmly say, I'm going to say I'm pleased with him. Oh, Black, you conceded 2 goals. You cannot be confused by why I'm mad at you. And Benfica did make it 3-1, unfortunately. So Benfica through. So it's Benfica, Chelsea, and the other. They were in the same group. I'm fairly certain. Oh, another 10 million. Maybe they'll actually increase my retained percentages a little bit. Should we actually get through? Wait, what? I'm so confused. I genuinely thought we had the winner of Liverpool-Barcelona. Did I completely misread which way round the verses were on that drawing page? I think I've completely misread which way round the verses were on the semi-final draw page. I so thought we were playing Barcelona next. Either that, or the game has deliberately split Chelsea and Benfica because they were in the same group. Well, that's actually a little bit more pleasant then. Oh, see you for Real Madrid. Well, here we go once more. Oblak, Alba, Felipe, Jimenez, Trippier, Koke, Saul, Lamar, Felix, Correa, Haaland are now official first 11. This is the balanced version of the format that we've seen and loved. I don't know. Real Madrid have got into my head. I want to go attacking because that's the only thing that seems to work in this year's game for us. But at the same time, yeah, balanced. I will just check our lines though. Prove to everyone that you are winners, please. I don't think it has quite the same punch if I say please. I don't know why they get to keep their home kit and we don't, but alright. I'd have thought the red and white versus black would have been slightly more... Actually, no, their away kit is blue as well, isn't it? I'm not sure. They definitely have a black kit, I think. Okay, well, first, this looks a little bit... Well, so far it's competitive anyway. One shot each. 50-50 possession. It's been 3 minutes. Wow, we've had 2 shots within the first 3 minutes. That's actually a little mad. Trippier throws that forward to Correa, who nods it on. Taps that over to João Felix, who I'm fairly certain he's offside, so regardless of what happens here... Of course, was back in goal, so Either they were just mocking us when they put Areola in, or he was injured. Well, so far, first 15 minutes, things are looking promising stats-wise, as we give the ball straight to Marcelo. Just use your eyes, people. Like, the kits are different colours for a reason. Can someone pay attention to Hazard? That would be nice. Please. But Trippier... I'm going to say the sentence. Trippier gets the best of Hazard, as Haaland is through once more and shoots it directly at Courtois for the second time in a row. He'll get there eventually. Just how long that eventually is, I don't know yet. Well, Correa, just... peripherals, please. Got away with it, but... You know, I could see Marcelo charging at you from about 30 yards away. I'm not sure how you didn't, considering you're the one he's charging on. They score... I'm going to say, if he scores from that angle, I'm going to be so annoyed, and it goes against everything I've said so far. Although, in fairness, Hazard is one of very few people who could probably actually score from that angle semi-regularly. Wait, we're not doing short passing already? Right, Oblak gives that to Jimenez. We are being charged down straight away. I do not appreciate that. Thank you very much. As... Marcelo plays for them. Can we stop doing that? Thank you. That's Correa. Well done. That's our player. I don't know why I bother with Saul sometimes. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. There was about 3 white shirts in the box there, and Hazard decides to shoot basically on the byline. And I can say that one completely fine because I'm not Hazard's manager. It happens to both sides. I should say it's time for everyone to dig in. Oh, no one gives a damn. They did. The defence again just couldn't care less, but Bale's actually quite tired. I like the fact the pre-game press conference focused a little bit on Luka Jovic and Benzema started. As Felix runs away with the ball, manages to get that to Haaland somehow, and... pathetic. Haaland, really? This is where you decide to not play football properly? This game? After how well you've played since January, this is the game you decide to revert to pre-January quality. What's occurred there? That was a late tackle? Oh! When it said penalty, I was presuming that was some kind of handball or something, because it didn't even look like a tackle. That's probably why it was such a bad tackle. And I forgot to take Haaland off that penalty. But he's managed to score one, folks. I think it's the first time you've seen him score one. He has scored penalties, but pretty much every one that's been live, he's missed. And the one that was in a penalty shootout. But okay, 1-0. I'm on balance. I was going to switch to balance, but I'm already on it. They're being team talked like every 2 seconds. What is going on here? Jimenez is nervous. Of all the players, Jimenez is the one that's nervous. Correa is the most tired, and we sort of probably saw that one coming. This is the first time this year we've actually... I mean, even no matter what happens in the scoreline, statistics-wise, we've actually managed to stifle Real Madrid far better than we have in any other game we've played them so far, which is 2. But what was that? Maybe I'm starting to understand why they actually decide to shoot from weird angles now, when the passes in the box are that bad. He's at the bar. What do we do now? Koke's not had a best of games. Albert's starting to get a bit tired. I don't think we make any other changes. I honestly don't think we make any other changes here. I don't think any change benefits the team now. I think we react to any substitutions they make. If they sort of... I mean, they bring on Jovic, but that's not... Oh, that was such a slow shot as it slided past the goal there. I need to see which substitutions they make because I want to strengthen my players in that same position if I can. Kluivert's nabbed that though, so we can have fresh players versus their fresh players, if that makes sense. Smashed it at Courtois. Hold the ball up, square it across for someone. Simple as that. No, take forever. It's fine. Gives it back to Koke, who might have been offside. Let me see who they substituted. I'm not fast enough on the draw here. Is he? Right, there we are. They brought on Modric in the middle, Jovic in the middle. Oh, they've actually gone 2 strikers. And their right back has changed. So, well, first things first. Target a right-hand side, where Marcelo is knackered, as is Ramos. So, They have actually strengthened their left-hand side, so we should... Oh, I can't... So I should probably freshen up the left-hand side to get faster legs there, and actually Saul has got really tired. I'm sorry, at what point did Koki become perfect circle on Deep Line Playmaker? He wasn't at the start of the year. Oh no, there's a highlight at the very last end of the game. This is end of game highlights are not a thing anymore. This is something, although it is that's attacking here. But that doesn't make a difference when it comes to end of game highlights. They're terrifying regardless. Lamar has missed. Oh, it was for us. And I don't think they actually had a shot on target the entire second half. We've won a cup! We've won a cup! We've got the better Real Madrid. I'm not sure what's going on now. I think this is meant to be... I think that was meant to be the sort of the celebratory cutscene thing. But we've actually got the better Real Madrid. They did. I did genuinely forget they had a player sent off. I mean, it was a penalty that scored. We had 12 shots on target to 3. I managed to score none of them. But enjoy the success, lads. We've won a cup. We won a cup. Copa del Rey is ours. We are guaranteed a Europa League place. And that's worth £500,000. That's really nothing, really. Medals. Oh, this is the thing. Yeah, 22 medals. Qualified medal player must play in at least one match. All these players played in the cup at some point. Does Maria get a medal because he played? Oh no. Copa Rose started in January. He didn't get a medal, did he? Wow, that's... Barcelona enjoyed that for a while, didn't they? 9 goals for Erling Haaland in that competition alone. I have to say, his goal scoring since January is phenomenal. Like, it says 20 appearances, 9 goals, but it's 22 in all competitions. He scored as many in the cup as he did in the league. He has become so good. Like, if I put this by form, annoyingly, it doesn't go far enough back, but you can see there's 2 against Tenerife, 3 against Levante. Didn't really turn up in these matches. But 3 against Sociedad, 2 against Getafe, 2 against Galatasaray. Real Madrid happened. 2 against Granada, and then vanished for 2 games. And then 1-2-1 here. Like, he's been... Since January, he's just completely a different player. He was injured in these 2. And unused substitutes and a couple of others. But since January, he's been a completely different player. It's bizarre, really, how night and day the difference is between January and now, before January. Well, the next episode will naturally be... I'll probably just bring you both Chelsea legs rather than one of the games in between. I think that's probably the sensible thing to do. I'll just bring you both Chelsea halves. But anyway, until next time, ta-ra.